Hello everybody. I'm making this video because I have an HP X360 Spectre 15-inch, a Razer Core, and a 1070 video card from NVIDIA. And I haven't yet been able to find a video where somebody's got this CPU, which is the i7-7500U, and running it with a Razer Core and showing some performance numbers and metrics. So I'm going to show you kind of what, really the only game I have right now is Rise of the Tomb Raider. So I'm going to show you that and then just kind of talk about some of the other numbers I've come up with. I'm using an external monitor. I'll put up some numbers about what it looks like with an internal monitor as well, but I won't really show it in the video. I'll just show some graphs. So what I had to do when I first got it, it didn't actually run. I had to go back, I had to go out to Intel and download the latest Thunderbolt drivers. I'll put the link in the description on where I found those drivers. So as you can see, and it might be in the way, as you can see I have a Razer Core here, and it's connected through Thunderbolt to the X360 Spectre. That's the only cable I have connected to here. I have the keyboard and the mouse running into the core itself. So I'm using the core for both the hub and for video. And I have a 27-inch 2560 by 1440 G-Sync monitor connected to the Razer Core. So I've got both monitors set up. I have this in tent mode at the moment. Both monitors are connected. As you can see, I can kind of go between the two monitors here, just kind of demonstrate that this is one extended display. Hope the audio is okay. I'm just using the audio out of my camera. All right, so let's fire up Rise of the Tomb Raider and see what we get. So I've run this benchmark before. My options are I'm doing full screen. I'm running it off the GTX 1070. 2560 by 1440, and for graphics I have it set to just very high in all of those presets. And then play. And I don't normally have this set up in the kitchen, which is where I'm at, but it's the best light in the house, so I figured this would provide the best video. Alright, so let's start the benchmark. One thing I've noticed is, well, you'll see it when this comes up. Maybe you'll see it when I run this. By the way, when I ran it on the machine by itself, it ran at 3.1 frames per second. It's basically a slideshow. As you can see here, it runs nice and smooth. I'm going to just do some mouse movements and some keyboards, tapping on the keyboard to simulate playing a game, to see what kind of inputs and what kind of data. That's what kind of bandwidth that's going to take up on the core, just to see if it's going to slow things down. But one thing I noticed on this demo is her head is kind of flickering. You can kind of see the artwork is flickering in and out. When I've had this video card in my gaming PC, that didn't happen. So that's something kind of odd, I think, with the drivers associated with this. That's so far the only artifact that I've seen. Also over here I have the CPU going, and it's 100% utilization, and it has gone to 3.9 gigahertz, so it has boosted. I don't know from a heat perspective if that's sustainable. It's jumped up to 3.4 there. Because we're not using the internal GPU, you would hope that it could keep up. All right, so 47 frames per second, 46.99 is what I have here. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my document. That's equivalent, I think it was 45, 46, basically within a margin of error. It was exactly the same when I did not use the hub for the video, for the keyboard and mouse, when I just used the trackpad and the keyboard on the tablet itself. So so effectively using the hub inside the Razer really doesn't have, well, this one test. In this case, the Razer doesn't have an impact at all on usability. I'm going to supply some charts of all the numbers that I've come up with. Those should be probably scrolling on your screen now. and I'll put a link to where I had to download the, well, I already said this at the beginning, but really the only thing that I had to do was download the drivers from Intel, which I'll have the link at the beginning, for the Thunderbolt port. And then once I installed the drivers for that and plugged in the core, it no longer saw my NVIDIA drivers, so I had to download the NVIDIA drivers again and reinstall. And when I was done with, once I installed the Intel drivers and plugged the core in, the core automatically recognized, the core then recognized that it was plugged in and then went and auto-installed a bunch of drivers for the core, but then I had to install the NVIDIA drivers as well. So yeah, that's now one thing I would like to demonstrate with this that I've not seen anyone really talk about online is the simplicity of how all this connects together. So I have, let's say this is low on power. It's not, it's at 100%, but and I'm ready to either charge it or I want to actually just game. I'm done, browsing the web or whatever, sitting on the couch. I want to come back to my gaming station, and I want to plug this in and do some gaming. This is pretty much all there is to it. I'm going to put this in tent mode. It's going to try to find me. Keyboard's in the way. It's nice that it works upside down as well, so that's kind of cool. I do not want to switch to tally mode. Kind of get this. One thing that is, which I think everyone has mentioned, and which is really quite sad, is this cable is very short. So anyway, plug it in, and the video card kicks on, monitor kicks on. This starts charging, so now we're charging, and we're up and running, which is really nice. So I say we're up and running. For some reason my mouse isn't working. It's kind of, all right, now my mouse is working. Usually it's very seamless. I have it in here in the kitchen, and so I have some things. It's just not quite normal, but yeah, I mean it's that simple. It's quite nice. YouTube up, and I've got this set to, as you can tell here, 60 frames a second, so you can kind of see this. Well, I don't know if you can see this on YouTube, but this is not that smooth, and then this is all buttery smooth because this is 144 hertz. So yeah, watch a little Casey Neistat.
And what do you know, my dear friend Oscar stopped by. What's up, Oscar?
So yeah,
Hey, happy
pretty
birthday,
cool.
Casey.
What did you get?
So anyways, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them. Thanks for watching.